and the finance bill was a means to then talk about certain things. The finance bill presented an opportunity for folks to then come in and talk about corruption and improper governance, extrajudicial killings and all of these. And it would appear as though those who came out in opposition to these things were united. Well, before long, some of the front leaders then had been co-opted into government and then we're on the other side and pushing the agenda of the administration, whereas many could say that that's their right, they could do whatever they needed to do. Does it sully the image of this protest when you can bring people onto the other side? And when you look at then what happened, where there were some potent voices that then crossed over, and some didn't do, some did so unabashedly, is engaging the government in acts of betrayal, is having the conversation, is going over to the other side an act of betrayal to this cause?
It is an act of betrayal. You remember these young people when they realized that this NADCO thing was not happening, and the finance bill 2024 was worse, and that we, the political class, had gone to actually serve our political interests at the table instead of fighting for them. This is when they chose to fight for themselves, because what was served at Bomas was what was politically expedient, and we abandoned the people. You do remember in Azimio were several parties, but when our colleagues in Azimio chose to cross over to the government side, we had a split. Actually, that was the beginning of the end of Azimio. We had a split in Azimio because there is that shared vision, the shared values that brought us together as Azimio, and why we opposed William Ruto and why we thought he was not fit to be president, and we chose Baba. There was a reason that brought us together. So when we are given the opportunity to come to the table to present the issues, and we compromise on the issues, then it is a betrayal. It is an act of betrayal. The Gen Zs had asked that this one, Baba, you fought for us long enough, just sit out on this, tuachie. That is all they asked. But when we came to the table, hatukuachia, we instead crossed over to the side of the oppressor and signed an agreement to share power. We left them out on the streets. Nothing has changed since. The finance bills taxes have gone higher and higher, bottom up, from 2023, 2024, 2025, even this 2026. In fact, I think it will be signed maybe today. So we once that signed bill is signed into law, and you scrutinize it properly. They're trying to say, and they had told us, that there will be no new taxes. You remember this George Bush saying that that brought him down. Read my lips, no new taxes. This is what this government said. Yeah. But there are so many embedded taxes, hidden in that will come to hurt the. We don't want to go into that today because they're signing the bill. We will know which bill he has actually signed, and we'll analyze it. But this hasn't changed. So we want to say that as a result of that difference at Bomas, those of us who refused to sign up, and those of us who found it untenable to continue being in Azimio when part of Azimio was in government. So here's a situation where I had a complete mongrel. We did not know whether the government was in the opposition or the opposition was in government. And the lines are blurred today. Even in parliament, when you listen to the leader speak, Junaid Mohammed is supposed to be the leader of the minority. Kimani Ichung'wah is supposed to be the leader of the majority. Yet when they speak now, they speak the same language. So who speaks for the people? You have a finance bill coming. The highest responsibility for any member of parliament is to represent the people, not to represent the person at State House.
Eugene, what's the guarantee?
No,
what's the guarantee that anybody, it doesn't matter who comes in tomorrow? Because from what we've seen very clearly now, that I could say something to you today, yes, and I look you in the eye, and in the moment you think, you're convinced beyond a shadow of doubt that I am authentic, We've seen this.
The
but in a
guarantee.
very short period of time, that has all turned on its head. We have people speaking a language today that they were not speaking a year ago. We have people who have turned on the axis like day and night. So what is the guarantee?
The guarantee.
What Eugene Wamalwa is saying today is actually the same thing that he will be saying should you be in a position whereby you can actually move policy.
The guarantee is this: that we must put integrity on the ballot. The next ballot in a few months to come, we must put integrity on the ballot. We must, if Eugene Wamalwa comes before you, I want to be your president, you must look at my public record, my record in public service. If you find any iota of a scandal in any of the ministries I led, whether in justice, whether in water, whether in devolution or in defense, do not allow me anywhere near that state house. Because if I was stealing with one hand in that ministry, I would steal with both hands at state house. There's no one above me. And I can call any state department. The level of corruption that's going on in this country is because we have people whose history is known from the YK 92 days, the deals they were doing. Now, in State House today, you're looking at a deal after deal. You know, as the opposition, I can tell you, these fellows are overworking us. We have, you are dealing with a Danny deal to stop JKIA. You go to, you hear Ketraco is going, 95 billion. Kidogo Shandio here, 104 billion. So we have fought. We've been to court. We've gotten orders to stop. We stopped Adani. DAP were in court. Wiper were in court. Our friend Tony Gashoka. When we're doing this, they have come back. You know Chevayo, the Zimbabwean? You see him in Sagana. Kidogo, you see him here instead. Siju, you see him where? Then boom, there's another deal on JKIA. So here we're busy again now, having to run back to JKIA. When we're already in court, Safaricom is going. Our shares are undervalued. So here we are, and I can tell you this, that if we put integrity on the ballot, this is what will guarantee. But I can tell you, there are people. We're not saying we are a nation of angels. As Madison said, if we are a nation of angels, then we don't need government because we'll all be good people.
Right.
But there are those who have a record. And they have been consistent. And I can tell you, when we fell apart as Azimio, there are those of us who said, no, joining Ruto now would be betraying the Kenyans. And I can tell you, Martha Karua was the first one. You remember when she moved from Azimio with the PLP, DAP Kenya. I was the second one to leave Azimio. And as we speak today, even in ODM, you can see there are two factions now. There are those who have been with us in the struggle. Kina Orengo, Kina Sifuna, Kina Otsosi. You can see, even within ODM, there are those who are not comfortable going into bed with the UDA. And Sifuna yesterday, I think he has been kicked out. We are telling the Linda Mwananchi team, we in the United Opposition, who believe this government should be a one-term government, they believe it should be a one-term government. We are saying it's not enough for you in Linda Mwananchi to say one term. We in the United Opposition say one term. Now this one term must become one team for us to take Ruto home. And we are willing and ready to join hands. And for this to happen, Kenyans themselves must look at our records and ensure that we put integrity on the ballot.
I mean, when you talk about betrayal, there is betrayal that happened in the political, from the political class. There is also some who are very vocal within the Gen Z movement who equally joined the government. That is another betrayal. One asked